Chris messed up. Like, this is the thing. Like, he did commit a crime, if you will, quote unquote. But the punishment, I don't think fits the crime, you know? Like, he did mess up, but I just think it was so overblown. And I genuinely think he was remorseful.
I mean, it brings us to the Jessenia, Chris, Alana situation comparison. Chris and Jessenia were dating or had a connection, which, you know, she ditched Ivan for Chris, which some people were surprised by to begin with. And there's the San Diego trip. People are joking it's the new stagecoach. What happened in San Diego? Who knows? Yeah. But all these people met each other. Alana, Chris, and Jessenia were all there. And Alana showed up at this Titus party. And it took about 5 seconds, at least from what we saw, for the two of them to go off and start making out and Jessenia to walk in. Mm-hmm. Who knows what we missed, but it looked bad.
It did. And yeah, the San Diego trip was so funny because I was actually supposed to go. Thank God I didn't. I don't want to be involved in any more than so thank God I didn't. I was hanging out with a lot of them in Nashville one weekend and they went to San Diego the next. I was like, I'm too old for this. I got to go home and get rest. But yeah, it seems like they all knew each other. And I think that's the thing that is frustrating is they all knew each other. It wasn't like Chris knew Jessenia, you know, or Chris knew Elena, but nobody, like they all knew each other. They've all hung out multiple times. So it wasn't like there was, in my opinion, there wasn't any kind of advantage for, you know, Elena or for Jessenia or for Chris. Like they all knew each other. It did look bad in that at the party, tight ass party, whatever it was. Now that part where Chris was making out with her and Jessenia walked in, that I don't blame Chris for because he literally went to a different room. He was away. I'm sure the producers were like, hey, Jessenia, like Chris wants to talk to you. Go walk in there. And then boom, they're making out. But then he turned around and made out with her on the dance floor in front of him, which is messed up. It is because Jessenia was right there. But at the same time, it's paradise. Like she's not. Tammy did it with Thomas and Aaron, and nobody freaked out on Tammy calling her scum and like all of this, you know. So it was frustrating to watch. I think it got blown way out of proportion, in my opinion.
You think so? Because I feel like the making out in front of each other, like, I know that it's like the name of the game, but it's even on The Bachelor and Bachelorette, like it's tough. And I know sometimes you can't help it and maybe you're put in that position to see something, but like doing it on the dance floor in front of everyone, like that felt like very middle school. I mean, the whole party felt very high school and middle school to me with the spin the bottle and the decorations and the whatever. But like making out on the dance floor, like you're at like a high school dance was like a little much for me at however old everybody is, like in front of Jessenia, causing her to leave. And then I can't lie, the next day, I totally bought Chris's tears for that hot second.
Well, so I genuinely think so. Listen, Chris messed up. Like this is the thing. Like he did commit a crime, if you will, quote unquote. But the punishment, I don't think fits the crime. You know, like he did mess up, but I just think it was so overblown. And I genuinely think he was remorseful. I think, first of all, I think he was kind of drunk. That's not an excuse, but he looked very drunk at the dance. The next morning, he looked like a mess. He was like disheveled, hungover, and he was just remorseful. Like, what did I do last night? What was I thinking? I messed up. And I did buy it, and I think it was genuine and honest. And he tried to have the conversations. I think that was also my frustration. Like, he was trying to talk to Jessenia, and he was talking to Elena, but Jessenia was just like not having it. She was just like not having it, and then she sent like, you know, everybody out to gang up on him, and I thought that was just ridiculous. Like, so ridiculous. I
think the one thing maybe he did wrong, maybe it aired out of order or something, or the way when she walked in and she went on the date with him, and it seemed like he like announced it to the group, and everyone was kind of like mocking them, and then he went to go talk to Jessenia, and then she wasn't having it, so I don't know if it was because he didn't do it first. Like, it's so stupid that they're the rules of this freaking show, but I do think the common courtesy thing of talking to the people you're talking to before agreeing to go on the date, even though it's a formality, is a good look. Like, you can't go wrong with that versus like, she's here and we're going, and then everyone just making fun of them was tough, but like, that's why it happened maybe.
And honestly, you're 100% right as far as the editing. Like, my season, I pulled Hannah aside and told her about I was going on a date with Tayshia. That didn't even air. You know, like they pick and choose, you know, the narrative they want for these people. So yeah, you're 100% right. It could have been edited completely different. There was a moment when I remember I took Tayshia aside after the date and was like, hey, listen, I had fun on the date, but it's not going to work out. They didn't air that. You know what I mean? They didn't air that. Yeah. So they can pick and choose the way. That's why they can just completely create a narrative and an image for a person. And it's terrifying on that beach. And we don't know. We'll find out. Like, we'll find out from Chris and from others. But the one thing I'll say, too, is Elena, is that how you say her name? Is Elena?
I think it's Alana.
Alana?
I don't know.
I didn't say it wrong. Sorry,
I don't know. Sorry, girl.
Alana, in my opinion, deserved zero hate. Like,
Okay.
I don't know why she was bullied. Like, they wouldn't even let her talk. Joe and Riley all of a sudden thought they were like, I don't know what that was. 'Cause
Paradise
Joe's
Police.
and Joe's a pretty soft-spoken guy and, like, rarely gets involved in drama. And he was all of a sudden, like, he just wouldn't let Alana talk. He wouldn't let Chris talk. I was like, what is happening? But in my opinion, Alana did nothing wrong. She went down there. The man she liked was there. I mean, and then she went after him. Like, that's the name of the game down there. So there was just a lot of hate that I think didn't need to be thrown at Alana and, Chris for that matter.